Good morning, my friends. I know it's been a while, but I'm here. Okay, so as you can tell, the vehicle is different. My Suburban, the fuel pump went out, so I borrowed my dad's truck. Today is going to be the first of a series of first impression videos. And today we're going to be covering C&D's Mississippi Mud. I saw this on PNC, and I was intrigued. Okay, gonna pop the top. Huh. Little bit escaping. Ooh, I can smell that. I can smell Perique in there because it's got that same tang to it that Bayou Nights has. Go over the top. Look at that. Nice cut on it. Really nice cut on it. Actually, it looks really good. Moisture in it is actually really nice. It's not super moist at all. Got kind of a smoky smell to it too. Kind of nice. We're gonna try it out. Today I'm gonna be smoking it in my Rattray Distillery Collection 106. I love this pipe. So I'm gonna load this up and we'll fire it up. All right, so packs real well. Like I said, it's not real moist. Doesn't need to dry. Ooh, you can taste that Perique in the Charlight. See what we've got going on here, shall we? All right. Let's head on down the road. I'm going to go to my second job because I have my morning check on that. See what happens, shall we? All right. You taste a little bit of the Perique in there, but it's not nearly as heavy as the Bayou Night. It's just a nice little dose of it. Still have some kind of a hay note to it. Bit of a smoky flavor to it. Need to kind of run it a little bit hotter. You know, got to pull on it a little bit harder. But I have an idea that once I get it going, it'll be fine. That smoky flavor, it isn't bad at all. It does add a bit of a really nice character to it. Really kind of gives it a how can I explain it? That smokiness mixed with the Perique and the hay, slight earth, really gives it kind of a almost a comforting feeling. 。 You know, just a kind of a real relaxed type feeling to it. It's fairly full-bodied though. It is fairly full-bodied. 10 minutes already? Holy shit. It really is. It's nice. Real nice, actually. So far, I'm very happy with it. I'll come back at you when I'm down to the last third, and we'll discuss this in a little bit more detail, I think. All right, so I'm down to the last third. And tell you the truth, this one's been kind of interesting. Once you get down a little ways, you can kind of cool your smoke down. You don't have to pull on it so hard. And when you do that, the Perique kind of fades down, gets nice and mellow. The tangy note from the Perique doesn't overwhelm anything. And you're able to pick up a little bit more of the subtleties. And because the hay comes to the fore, the earth note kind of strengthens a little bit, but doesn't get overwhelming at all. It's there right below the hay, and then below that is the tanginess of the Perique. But when you start to smoke it cooler, you start getting almost like a chocolatey note to it. And when I say that, I mean like baking chocolate. Not sweet, just enough to know that there is a chocolate flavor in there without the sweetness to it. And on the retro is where you get a lot of that Perique once you cool down. But if you decide to start smoking it hotter all of a sudden, the Perique starts coming in, and coming in pretty hard. So it's definitely still there. The cut on this I really like. Of course, I always like ribbon cuts. But a very interesting blend, honestly. And very full-bodied. So, you know, you get that real full-body experience. But it's also decent quality on the nicotine content. The funny thing about this is the emotional feeling that kind of goes with it. It's a combination of relaxing, and yet you get the feeling like you want to go, you want to get things done at the same time. It's a strange combination that this blend seems to initiate within you as you're smoking it. It's like a mental relaxation mixed with the physical desire to get things done. Kind of a weird mix, honestly, but the blend itself is very interesting, and I actually like it. I wasn't sure if I was. As many of you know, or at least the ones who have watched this channel for a while, I haven't done much in the way of more tobacco-based blends rather than aromatics. So I wasn't real sure what to think going into all of this. You know, not only this blend, but I've got several other English blends that I purchased, and that's why we're going to be doing the first impression series here. And this one, I'm going to read off what it says on the tin. It says, an unusual blend of Perique Latakia and unsweetened Black Cavendish. A truly cool smoke with a flavor unlike any other. I have to admit, there's no tongue bite at all on this. Even at the beginning, you know, at the beginning of the bowl, when you have to smoke it a little hotter in order to keep it going without having the constant relight going on, you know. Even then, there's zero tongue bite, okay? It doesn't actually get hot enough, even at that point, to really start giving you any tongue bite. But honestly, I think this is the first blend that I am aware of that has that Latakia in the mix. Unless the English Oriental had it, I have no idea, because I have no information at all on that. But that might account for that smokiness within the blend. Just a real, it's not even really a flavor. It's more of a feel to it. Just a slight smokiness, a little bit like you're smoking meat on your porch or in your backyard. Just that smoky presence more than a flavor, if that makes sense. Strangely, it's making me hungry. That's a little weird. Oh. Maybe I'm just, you know, special. But I have to say, I honestly like this. I decided that this summer I would start out on a kind of an English journey, so to speak. English and more tobacco-centric journey. I'm still smoking my aromatics, don't get me wrong. But I really wanted to spend the summer kind of experimenting with English blends, and I'm not real enthusiastic about trying to hit the Orientals yet. But I really want to kind of get a feel for the English blend genre, as it were, within the pipe smoking, and get a feel for it, kind of understand the flavors and the ideas behind it. Thus the reason I'm doing this. But I have to admit, I like this, okay? I definitely like this. And interestingly enough, the room note on this is not bad. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. And it's more of a balanced room note, you know, a balanced presence within the room note and a scent. It's still very much tobacco. None of the aromatic characteristics to the smoke that you would have with, you know, your average aromatics, but it has a very pleasant room note. Just all around pleasant. And I don't mind this at all. If I were to actually give this a rating at the moment on first impression, I would say that C&D's Mississippi Mud would hit about a 4 for me. We'll see by the time I get to the end of this tin how I feel. But currently, yeah, I'm all for it. You know, nice full-bodied smoke. Got that Perique tanginess to it without tipping the scale between tanginess and sour. Just a real tanginess to it. Smoky presence, a bit of a hay characteristic, earth. It's really a nice blend. And I'm very satisfied with it. Surprisingly. I'm very satisfied with it. And if I'm this satisfied by the end of this, I'm going to order me at least 8 ounces just to keep on hand. Because this is, it's interesting for me because, as all of you know, I do pretty much all aromatics except for recently. And yes, I consider Prince Albert to be an aromatic. Okay, I don't know if it's thought of that way or not, but that's what I consider it to be. That chocolatey note, like a baking chocolatey note, once you cool down your smoke on this, is kind of interesting. I don't know where that would come from, because near as I can tell, this isn't topped with anything. So I'm not sure where that comes from. One of the tobaccos, maybe. I don't know. But it is interesting. And I definitely am going to delve into this a little bit deeper. Because I'm actually fairly stoked about this. This is interesting. I like it. Definitely pick yourself up some if you haven't already. If you're, and for beginners or people who want to dip their toes into the English blend situation, I would definitely suggest it just because it is interesting. Like I said, that tanginess for instance, in the Bayou Nights, that tanginess is so potent that it actually tips the scales into sour. Okay, it starts moving more towards the sour side of things rather than just tangy. The Perique is definitely there, and you can tell it in the scent, but it's just a tangy presence. It's not overwhelming at all, and it's not sour, which I thought, honestly, after I smelled the tin, that it would be, but it's not sour. I'm definitely highly interested in this now, especially in that Latakia. If that's where that smoky presence comes from, I really am interested to find out more. So this is going to be an interesting journey, guys. This is really going to be an interesting journey, and I'm actually kind of stoked about it. Anyway, love y'all. Take care. Peace. I'm out.